Hello everyone, welcome to Transition Tuesdays for this Tuesday, November 19th, 2019. I am your host, Russ Williams. I'm so glad you could be here today. I'm quite aware you could have been anywhere in this world today, but you decided to be here with me, and I appreciate that. And more importantly, I appreciate you. So welcome to Transition Tuesdays. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have an action-packed show today. And I want to get it started by introducing my co-host, who just happens to be my mom. Ladies and gentlemen, the lovely and talented Miss May. Ma, what's going on?
Oh, hello everyone.
All right, I know we're ready. When my mom says hello everyone, we are good to go. How you doing today, Ma? Good?
Oh, very well.
You doing well?
You.
You're looking well.
How you doing?
I'm doing well. You're looking great. I love what you got on your ensemble today. It looks so nice.
Oh, great.
I like
Thank
it.
You. Thank you.
Perfect. Hey, we have Harper Williams joining us. Man, Harper was a great basketball player at UMass. Yeah, great player.
Oh,
great
really?
player. Absolutely. Yes, he was. Yes, so we have him on there. And like I mentioned earlier, we have a special guest on the hotline here this evening. Special guest, are you there, sir?
I am right here.
All right, perfect. So listen, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to bring out my special guest the way we always do with the great intro, all righty? So my special guest is a sportscaster with a great personality that loves to make friends and have fun in life. So special guest, you now have a new friend. You now have a new friend here. He is the daily host.
Two new friends.
Two new friends. Thank you, Ma. Two new friends. Absolutely. He is the daily host of the popular podcast, Snowman in the Morning. And we're going to talk about his podcast in depth today. Ladies and gentlemen, Transition Army, please help me welcome Mr. Brian Snow, a.k.a. the Snowman, to Transition Tuesday. Snowman, what's going on, my brother?
Nothing much. Just relaxing with my family, having a little dinner, and I'm excited to be a part of Transition Tuesday. Thank you for having me.
No problem. No, it's a pleasure having you, man. I know you're a busy guy, and we're gonna talk all about Snowman in the Morning. We're gonna give it a plug and everything like that. So yeah, we're glad to have you. But before we start, let's see who else is joining us. We got Janine joining us, my Jasper sister joining us here on Transition Tuesdays. Thank you, Janine, and everybody else who joins us here today. Really appreciate it. As we got my man, the Snowman, on here. So Snowman, glad to steal a couple of minutes from you today, and I'm going to start out with some questions. Now, Snowman, how did the podcast Snowman in the Morning come about? How did that come about, man?
Well, we're in its sixth year.
6 years, okay, great, all right.
Yeah. 6 years ago, last month is when the show started. It had a different title. But a couple of days into doing the show, and it was only an hour long at the time, it's like I have to come up with something catchy. And throughout the years, and also throughout my broadcast career, which is now in its 24th year, the kids, and I broadcast a lot of high school games, the kids would always call me Snowman. So I said, you know what, I'm going to make that a part of my title. And Snowman in the Morning was born October 20th, 2013.
Man, what was the original title of the show before Snowman in the Morning?
It was the Brian Snow Morning Show.
Oh, okay.
But it was that, but it didn't catch.
Yeah.
And at the time, I'm thinking, everyone puts their name in the title, and I have such a unique last name that when the nickname kept popping in my head, it just kept ringing the bell. And I said, that's it. That's my title. That's my hook. As I said, October 6 years ago, Snowman in the Morning was born.
Man, that is cool. Hey, so Snowman, do you ever confuse with because I was tempted to call you Eric Allen, who used to play. Eric Snow, who used to play for the who did he used to play for Michigan State and the Philadelphia 76ers. You ever get confused with that at all? The name?
Many times over. Many times over.
Oh, okay.
It's flattering to me. It's very flattering.
Cool. And I love Snowman in the Morning. That is catchy. I like that.
Yeah,
yes.
It is.
That is cool. Hey, so Snowman, like, what topics do you guys go over, like, in the Snowman in the Morning? What do you guys just talk specifically sports, or what topics are discussed?
Mostly sports, but I mix in a few life topics as well. I've spoken often about my fight with depression. I've spoken often about being in an abusive relationship and how to handle that. Okay. How do men handle things like that? And recently being married, I've shared some of my my marriage stories and my wedding stories. In fact, tomorrow I'm going to kick off the show with a funny husband story. It's usually a funny wife story, and I'm working that into the program. So the first segment here on out will be a funny, husband/wife story, just to loosen the crowd, get them ready for some hard-hitting sports talk throughout the day.
That's cool. That's good stuff. Okay, so you cover all different issues. Okay, that's great. And everything, a lot of time is centered around those sports. In which, were you a former player? Did you play high school, college, anything like that?
I didn't. I didn't. I wanted to play, but didn't have the skills to play. But I figure, since I couldn't play the sport, I'll do the next best thing, and that's talk about them.
Absolutely. That's right. Yep. And you do that in a great effect in which you do that for 20 plus years. I mean, that's phenomenal.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Hey, so, I've done a couple, do some research. I like to do research on my guests, man, when they come on, what I mean? I really enjoy doing that. And notice that the Snowman, you're originally from Chicago, correct?
Born and raised South Sider.
Nice. All right. Are you a Bulls and a Bears fan as well?
My original team is the 49ers because of Joe Montana.
Oh, okay.
Am I a Bulls fan? There's a fella named Michael Jordan that should answer your question.
Yes.
Been a Bulls fan for many, many, many years, and I'm old school NBA like that, and I talk about that all the time.
Okay.
My baseball team is the Chicago White Sox. As I said, I'm a South Sider to my heart.
Okay, so the White, okay. And Michael Jordan, we're quite familiar with him since we're lifetime Knicks fans. I used to torment us on a regular, Oh my God, I'm still having nightmares of his double nickel that he had when he came back, when he came back from retiring.
You know what's bad? One of my other favorite players played against him in college, Patrick Ewing.
Patrick Ewing?
And he tortured Patrick Ewing in New Orleans by hitting a game-winning shot. That was, of course, March 29th, I beg your pardon, 1982, when Jordan hit that 17-footer from the left side.
Yep.
I fell in love with Patrick Ewing that night.
Yeah, he was a freshman.
Michael Jordan and James Worthy, and then wouldn't you know it, the Knicks just kept getting tortured by Michael Jordan, and it's such irony to me.
Absolutely.
I loved both of those players growing up.
Yep. It would have been a better misfortune for us, our Knicks fans, if Michael Jordan wouldn't play in that era, because we probably would have championship and Ewing would have been that catalyst, but it wasn't meant to be. It was not meant to be. Hey, so Snowman, tell me how was it like growing up in Chicago? How was it for you?
It was pretty much fun. You had the usual. We would play. We would play catch in the street. We'd have arcades around the block. Have our favorite hangouts, and my parents just instilled education to me, and that was one part of my driving force. The other part of my driving force was to be a sportscaster. And I'll tell you a funny story.
Okay.
And I'm going to tell this story tomorrow on the show.
Okay.
My original dream job was to be a game show host. Why? Does a fella named Bob Barker mean anything to you?
Oh, Bob Barker, the price is right.
Absolutely. That was my dream job. But I didn't see a way into that, and I did see a way into sportscasting. I changed majors in college in 1992, and 3 years later, got my start at Chicago State University Radio.
Wow. And
this off of a pure idea. A friend of mine checked out a camera from the speech department, and I said, "Can you attach a microphone to that?" And he said, "Sure. What do you have in mind?" I said, "I just want to try something." And without any notes and just a roster and a quick 3-minute pregame, December 7th, 1995, called my first game, and off to the races we went.
And the rest is history, huh? Man, that is cool. So Bob Barker, you know the phrase I remember with Bob Barker, mine. I know, you love the Price is Right. Well, come on down, but have your pets sprayed or neutered. I used to remember you said all the time.
Yeah.
Bob Barker, yep, living legend. Oh, man. So, hey, it's not too late, too, Snowman. You could probably still host the show, man. Not too late.
You only knew how many of my friends would tell me that on a daily basis, especially before I left Chicago. But I'm pretty good in what I do as a sportscaster. I can always live vicariously through some old episodes.
There you go. Absolutely. That is so cool. Cool. Hey, let's see who else we got watching us here. We got Kimberly watching us. We have Keisha watching us from the D. What up, though? We have Steven watching us. We have Chris watching us. What up, Smooth? We got all these people joining us today to talk to my man, Mr. Brian Snowman Snow here on Transition Tuesdays. Appreciate you having you. Hey, so Snowman, man. Again, I try to do my crack research when I'm looking at when we have special guests. And I love this quote that the Snowman has. The Snowman, he says, quote, "Put a thing off till tomorrow and you live your life in vain. Do it today, and if you like it, tomorrow you can do it again." Now, why is that your favorite quote there, Snowman? Because I love that quote.
Yeah.
It's one of many, and one of my favorite performers said that quote on a game show, the late, great Nipsey Russell.
Nipsey Russell, okay.
Yep. Yeah, Nipsey Russell gave me that quote when he said it on a game show, and the first time I ever heard it, it just stuck with me.
Wow.
And it has stuck with me for some 30 years.
Wow. Man, Nipsey Russell, for people out there, was that your earring, Mom? That's okay. Hey, this is live. My mom's earring just fell off, but hey, it's live, though. That's good. But Nipsey Russell, if people don't know out there, Nipsey Russell was the Tin Man in The Wiz, right, with Michael Jackson, right?
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
Yep.
Yes,
And I think, and my mom tells me the story. I remember, Mom, you told me the story. I'm named after Nipsey Russell, right?
Yes.
I'm glad you didn't name me Nipsey, but I'm glad Russell. I'll go with that. Oh. Wow, that's pretty interesting.
Yeah. That's
Man, okay. So he had that quote. That's a nice quote, a nice uplifting quote. Makes sense too, man. Hey, Ma, you said you had a question for the Snowman. You want to know, has he ever been to New York before?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, my mom wanted to know, have you ever been to New York there, Snowman?
I have visited New York.
Okay.
A few years back, I went on a bus tour in the East Coast. It was up to Boston. Had a chance to stop in New York. I saw the old Yankee Stadium. Haven't seen the new one yet.
Okay. Yep.
But yeah, since you're a Knicks fan, you'll recognize this voice.
Okay.
Anyone who grew up with the Knicks in the 70s and the 80s knew they had a fellow SPA announcer by the name of John Condon.
Yes, absolutely.
I messed with a lot of my friends who were Knicks fans who missed hearing his voice when I said, "Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Madison Square Garden, the world's most famous arena."
That's John Condon. That's right. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, man. And, I played college basketball in Manhattan College. I had the great fortune of having him announce our game, which, we played at the Garden. Yeah, that was a great thrill, especially with that voice. World's most famous arena, Madison Square Garden. And Patrick Ewing. Oh, man. Your favorite player, one of your favorite players.
The Knicks lineup for you in John Condon's voice.
Okay, go ahead. Let me hear it.
Co-captain number 13, Mark Jackson.
Yay!
Number 21, Gerald Wilkins. At the forwards, number 4, Johnny Newman. Number 34, Charles Oakley. And at center, number 33, co-captain Patrick Ewing.
That was great, Snowman, but you got to put that emphasis. Patrick Ewing. Let's see you do it again there, Snowman. Can you do that again for me? With Patrick Ewing, more emphasis. Let me hear it.
There's two different announcers. John Condon was the original.
Okay.
And then when he passed away in 1989, the current PA voice, Mike Walsewski, would say, "And at center at 7 feet from Georgetown, number 33, co-captain Patrick Ewing."
Oh, there we go. Oh, way to school me on that, Snowman. Oh, man. There was 2 different versions. All right, man. I didn't even realize that. I'm watching them for years. Good job on that, Snowman.
Good job.
Man, oh my God, yeah, man. Oh, whoa, you're bringing back memories, man. You're bringing back memories. Yes.
Oh, yes.
Yep. Speaking of speaking of Jordan, are you going to see that? I know there's supposed to be a 30 for 30 on ESPN about Michael Jordan and those Bulls.
And I'm going to be glued to the television watching it.
Yeah, yeah. Did you see the one 30 for 30 with Rodman? Did you get a chance to see that one?
Yes, I did.
Mm-hmm. That was great.
Gave me a lot of insight onto the person that he is and
right.
His personality with the Pistons and his personality with the Bulls.
Yes, absolutely. And you know what? Now that I know you're a Bulls fan, but I'm about to break some bad news to you there. I'm going to go a little bit off topic here. But, you know, the Bulls have Scottie Pippen, right? And Scottie Pippen was voted the 50 most greatest players to ever play the sport. Now, I got to take exception to that there, Snowman. I do not think Scottie Pippen deserves to be on that top 50 greatest players. You cannot put a player who is a Robin to the Batmans in there. I don't think Scottie Pippen is the top 50 greatest player to ever play the game. What do you think about that, Snowman? You as a
He is, and I'll
Chicago.
tell you why.
Okay.
There are two things that Scottie Pippen revolutionized in the 80s and the 90s. One is the position of point forward, which everyone wants to claim LeBron James is the best at. Nope, Scottie beat you to it. And if you really want to think about it, go back in the day, there was a fellow named James Worthy who did that.
Well,
secondly...
but before that, Snowman, we talk about point forward. We got to really give it up to the guy before Scottie Pippen. And that was Paul Pressey. No,
Paul Pressey was all right. But here's what gives Scottie Pippen, and I know what you're saying about Paul Pressey.
Right, point forwards.
He played many years with the Milwaukee Bucks.
Correct,
Why I give Scottie Pippen a little bit of an advantage, there was one area where Scottie Pippen was a little bit above Paul Pressey, and that's his defense.
Yes.
If you watch Scottie and the way he played, he always got his hand in the passing lane. He was assigned to defend the best player on the opposite team, Magic Johnson. Hello, 1991.
Yep.
And he really just took everything up to an extra level. And here's another situation where I think sealed Scottie Pippen's election to the 50 greatest players.
Okay.
In 1998, the Bulls and the Jazz were grinding it out in the NBA World Championship Series. I'm sorry, I'm old school. I can't say NBA Finals anymore.
I'm with you too on that, Snowman.
They were playing in the World Championship Series in Game 6, and it was coming down to the wire. Who was Scottie Pippen guarding most of the time? Karl Malone. Malone had him beat by 2 inches and about 50 extra pounds. Right. And yet Scottie, back and all, took Karl Malone basically out of the equation in the latter part of Game 6, which allowed Michael his heroics. So it's a bit of an advantage with Scottie. I understand about Paul Pressey, especially when he was coached by Don Nelson at the time. And there was a defensive guard. You want a name? I'll throw a name at you, and I'll teach you to mess with me about throwing names at me. Okay. Don't you ever mention Paul Pressey without mentioning a fellow named Sidney Moncrief.
That's right, who just inducted the Hall of Fame. Absolutely. Number 4 from Arkansas.
Of Arkansas. Yep.
Now, Snowman, I'm going to play. I have my red on today because I'm going to play devil's advocate in terms of Scottie Pippen. Now, Scottie Pippen, you mentioned all his accolades, but a lot of times he's going to be remembered against my beloved Knicks. Remember when the play wasn't called for him and he decided not to even go out there and participate in the play? And they just happened to win that by Kukos? Now, 50 greatest players don't do that. I don't know. Maybe you can, school me on that. I don't know, man.
One play does not define an entire career, and he long since made up for that. He grew into his role. He knew he was Batman compared to Superman. He realized that after 1994. When MJ came back, Scottie ate a little bit of humble pie. Well, hell, he ate a lot of humble pie.
That's right.
And he accepted his role as Batman. How do you define the friendship that MJ and Scottie had without either of them accepting a little humble pie? Scottie had his humble pie.
Right.
Okay? And he knew, I got to lock down defense. I can lead a team, but I can't take it to the level MJ did unless we do it together. One of the greatest duos to ever play was MJ and Scotty.
This is true. I agree. I just got a little problem with him being the 50 greatest. I don't know. To ever touch a basketball, and there's some people that was left off of that list, like Bernard King, Dominic Wilkins, guys like that. I don't know. I don't know.
You know something that's wild? My first favorite player was Julius Erving.
Oh, the doctor, yes. Mm-hmm.
You can't have a basketball discussion with me without me mentioning Julius, the doctor. Oh, hey.
Yes, by the Zinkoff, right?
Dave Zinkoff was the PA at the Spectrum for many years.
Yes. All right. Yes, Dr. J's. Yep. So I'll digress on that. I mean, that's always been a pet peeve of mine, especially with people who are Chicago Bulls fans. So I just had to throw that out to you. So, man, Scottie Pippen, great player. 50 greatest players to ever touch a basketball? I don't know.
Well, I'll say it again, and this is the point that should drive it home. Mm-hmm. You can't mention MJ without Scotty, nor can you mention Scotty without MJ. They're joined at the hip forever.
This is true. This is true. You can make a great point there, Snowman. Absolutely. Yep. Man. Hey, so Snowman, how was your transitional journey? How has that been for you, being the host of Snowman in the Morning? How's that transitional journey been for you?
It's a learning process, and it's been a learning process for the 6 years I've been active, because when I first started, it was actually a dare. Someone said, you need to start a morning show because you know so much about sports.
Right.
And I thought that would get me by. Wrong. There's a lot of preparation, and my wife reminds me of this.
Yes.
There's a lot of preparation that goes into putting on a great sports talk show. Not a good one, but a great one.
And which you guys do there on Snowman in the Morning. Yep, continue.
I feel, and I'm my worst critic. And like I said, my wife reminds me of this. She says, you have a great show. Go with it. And I'm always thinking, how can I make it better? And she threw a couple of ideas at me to really make it better, which I'm going to implement. And I'm going to implement that very, very soon. Right. But it's a learning process, how to be prepared, how to do your research. You just mentioned crack research. I do a lot more research now than in the first couple of years when I did the show. I listen to a lot more sports podcasts, clips thereof now than I did when I first started. But it's always about bringing the truth, bringing it hard, and starting a conversation.
Absolutely, yeah. And that's what we try to do here on Transition Tuesdays, by starting a conversation, bringing the truth, and and it's always always a good role to listen to the wife too.
You know what? Let me take a moment and brag about my beautiful wife.
Sure, please do. You have the floor there, Snowman. Go ahead.
Since she came into my life a year and a half ago, I have not stopped smiling. I've had days and nights where I've had bad dreams, and she's been there to calm me down. She's let me calm her down. If she has bad dreams, she has been by my side for the entire time that we've been together, and we knew early on that we were going to be married. I started referring to her as my wife late in football season last year.
Wow.
I just knew it. You meet that person and you just know it. Well, when I met her, I knew it, and I pretty much knew it instantly. And she's not the biggest sports junkie, but I don't care. She loves football. She doesn't get into basketball or baseball like I do. In fact, she flat out told me, she says, look, I don't like baseball. I said, that's fine. And she says, if you ask me to go to a baseball game, I'm not going to do it. I said, that's fine also. Just be yourself, which is something big that she reminds me of every day. She says, be yourself. I know you're a big sports junkie, and I'm not, but who cares? It works for us.
That's right. Yeah.
And the day we got married would have been my dad's 84th birthday. It was June 25th of this year. And when we started planning our wedding, she says, we need to come up with a date. And the first date I thought of was my dad's birthday.
Wow. That is great. Man. Sounds like a phenomenal lady.
That's a beautiful story.
Yeah, absolutely.
She is, man. I mean, you find that person that makes you be and feel who you are. Mm-hmm. Well, for the past year and a half, she's done that and then some.
Wow.
There's not a day that goes by where I have to see her smiling.
Wow.
I have to see her smiling throughout part of the day.
Man, she makes you smile too, huh?
I haven't stopped smiling.
Man, hey, so let's keep with the theme here. Hey, so Snowman, I want you to pretend she's in the starting lineup. Can you like give her a little shout out like you did the Patrick Ewings and the Jordans and all that? Can you possibly do that right on the spot?
Who am I shouting out here?
Your wife. I want you to give like how you did your Patrick Ewing chant. Can you do like a starting lineup for her? Like, just say at guard. You could do it. You know how to do this.
I know, but wouldn't fit. Me just talking about her is my shout out to her.
There you go.
And I refer to her as my Dr. K. And I mention her every day, every morning that I'm on air. And just saying that is a shout to her. Just having her be who she is and being by my side. Anybody who listens to my show know I talk about Dr. K a lot. Mm. She's my Dr. K. She's my better half. She's my heart. She's my soul. She's my everything. Everyone's talking about Steve Harvey's legendary introductions. This is my legendary introduction to my Dr. K.
Wow.
She's my smile. She's my other half. She's my better half. You know how you see on some television shows where you have someone have half of a heart around their neck? Uh-huh. My other half is across from me. And she wears the most beautiful smile. She's got a great personality. Mm-hmm. I call her my Phoenix because she's risen up through a lot of things. Mm. And even that doesn't do her justice. Just having that, calling her my Dr. K, just the fact that on June 25th of this year, I gave her the one title that was perfect for her, my wife.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's great. Hey, when you're referencing Dr. K, who was that in reference to?
That's my wife.
Okay, gotcha. All right. Okay. Is our first name with a K?
No. Oh. Actually, her first name is Jody.
Okay, Jody. Okay.
Jody. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. That is that is great, man. Oh yeah.
I'm happy for you.
Yeah, man. We're happy for you, man. That's such a love story, man. With a sports theme, you can't beat that, man.
Right? You don't hear that often.
You can.
Yeah.
You can. This is the best way this is the shortest sentence I will ever say about my wife. In 4 words, she's it for me.
Wow. She's it for me. Man, that is good, man. Woo, you got to save that for the show too, man. That's good stuff, man. She's it for me. That is phenomenal. Man, hey, Snowman, I got 2 more questions for you, man.
Okay.
I see that you were a Lyft driver before, right?
I was.
Okay. Can you share with us maybe a funny story or experience you had with a passenger while you were driving for Lyft?
Well, I had to pick someone up from the United Center. They went to a Bulls game, and they wanted to go home, and they lived up north. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That turned into adventure because we stopped by a couple places up near a little joint we like to call Wrigley Field. Okay.
I've heard of it, yes.
And I'm waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting, and finally they come back into the car, and they're absolutely bummed. And they just look at me and they go, "I want to go home." I said, "Yeah, you said that 2 hours ago before you had me stop here." I turned around and looked at him, and he was half asleep.
He was half asleep? Why was he half asleep?
Do you really want to know what he put in his system liquor-wise?
Sure, why not? Well, I guess it was something strong, I guess.
before or after the first and last beers.
Oh boy. Well, at least he had an Uber, a Lyft driver to take him home. So that's good. That's a good thing. That is funny. Oh man, that is so funny. Hey, so Snowman, hey man, how can my viewers and my listeners get the Snowman in the Morning podcast? What can we do to listen to it?
Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and Spotify is where the recordings are.
Okay.
But if you want to hear it live, just go to snowmaninthemorning.com.
Okay.
And there is a listen live button, and it starts at 9 a.m. Eastern time every day.
Okay, man, that is cool. Hey, and so how can people subscribe, support, and donate to Snowman in the Morning podcast? Same thing, or how can they go about doing that?
They can donate via PayPal.
Okay.
PayPal.me/snowman2172.
Okay.
They can also become a monthly patron. Go to patreon.com/SIT morning. And as I'm working and shaping all that information will be available via snowmaninthemorning.com. Also, the YouTube page is back up. I encourage everybody to subscribe to the YouTube page.
Okay.
Please become a patron. It not only helps me, it helps my family, and it helps the fans that are growing by legion to get the real sports talk out there and the real life talk out there. Mm-hmm. But I'm encouraging everybody, to all your fans who are listening,
mm-hmm.
we need help because there's some equipment that I need to get. There's some space that I need to get, and a few things that I want to do to take care of not just of myself,
mm-hmm.
but of my family. Right. And y'all can do that for as low as $5 a month if you go to patreon.com/SIT morning. That's where you can help, and I'm encouraging you guys to help, especially with the holidays coming.
Oh, okay, great. Yeah, and I'll definitely repost all your information too on the broadcast coming up. So no, man. Hey, Snowman, this has been phenomenal, man. I want to thank you for coming on Transition Tuesdays. Stealing a couple minutes from you, and I love to reciprocate the favor by coming on your show. If you had me as a guest, I'll be honored to come on. Snowman in the Morning.
You got it. We'll arrange it. You got it.
Cool. Because if you didn't know, Snowman, not only am I the host of Transition Tuesdays, but I'm also a transition coach. So maybe you might need a resident transition coach on your show to help people out there with their transitions. I'm just saying.
You're way ahead of me, and we will get it done.
Cool. No problem. All right.
In fact, I'm going to extend a weekly invite to you because I know there's many a subject to talk about when it comes to transition from one place to another. There's a mental health coach that I'm talking to also that I'm going to make a weekly part of the show. I would love to have a transition coach on to talk about how to make a transition and everything involved in that. The open invite is yours if you want it.
Hey, I definitely will accept. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Would love to be on the show. Absolutely. Yeah. Man, thank you for that, Snowman. I really appreciate that.
You're very welcome, sir. Thank you for having me on tonight.
Cool. Yes, absolutely, man. Thanks again, man. And I love the calls and I love the stories about your wife. That was phenomenal, man. That sounds like a great love story, man, with a sports theme. I'm really appreciative.
That's from the heart.
Absolutely.
That's all from the heart.
Yep, and that's what it is. That's what the Snowman does, especially the Snowman in the Morning. It's all from the heart, right, Snowman?
Yes, sir.
Absolutely. Cool. So thanks again, Snowman. I'll be in touch, and we'll love to make that happen. Thanks again. Appreciate your time.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Take care.
Bye-bye.
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 Wow, ladies and gentlemen, that was Brian Snow, a.k.a. the Snowman, for Snowman in the Mornings. Great conversation, huh, Mark?
Great.
What a love story. Wow. What he professed about his wife?
Right.
That was great.
I'm telling you, people don't do that today.
No, they don't. I know.
No.
Yeah, they don't, man. It's a love story. That's great. That is phenomenal. Yes, it does. Yo, man, that is good. I was misty. I'm telling you, that's pretty great.
Yeah.
Oh, that is great, man. I tell you. Yep. Let's see who we have on the show, Ma. Still, people calling in, coming in. We got Keisha Richardson from the D joining us. Who else? Did I shout out Karen? Karen was joining us as well. So these people have joined us. Yeah, that was great. Great hearing from the young man. Oh, absolutely. So, hey, Ma, now, I want to talk briefly, now that that Brian's off, and a great interview. I want to talk about what's going on now out here. I want to transition a little bit to some stuff. I want to talk a little bit about this Colin Kaepernick fiasco. Have you been watching this, man? Everybody out there, this Colin Kaepernick fiasco, this tryout.
Much.
You haven't watched it?
No.
Okay. Well, what went down, ma? If everybody else out there on this past Saturday, Colin Kaepernick had a quote unquote tryout. Was supposed to be with all the teams in the NBA, and he was supposed to do this on Saturday. The venue was changed to another venue, maybe an hour away. So he did what he had to do, and it just reeks of I don't know. It's a bad feeling, It's just a questioning of trust. Like you have Kaepernick doesn't trust the NFL. The NFL doesn't trust Kaepernick. We don't know about Jay-Z's role, because remember Jay-Z got hired by the NFL, to do his thing, and people had to wait and see what he was going to do.
Right.
Maybe this was part of Jay-Z getting Kaepernick back in, so he might feel away because Kaepernick didn't go to the workout that was done by the NFL, So I just want to know, does this fiasco get Kaepernick closer to signing with the NFL team? Yeah, I don't know. I don't think so.
I don't even think he want to sign.
Yeah, that's a good point, Mom. That's a good point. You make a good point. I don't know if he wants to play.
That's right. I don't even think he wants to play now.
I don't know.
And I don't blame him.
Yeah, I know, right? I don't know. We got to watch that.
Right.
Yeah, we do have to watch that. But, so, that's going on. And now want to transition to the second week of the impeachment hearings. Have you been watching the hearings at all?
Yes.
You have? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I've been looking at it too, and number 45, he's really coming unhinged. What's going on? Yeah, this guy is, number 45 was actually tweeting while witness was giving her testimony. He was tweeting in real time. His main man, Roger Stone, and I recommend, if you guys haven't seen the movie on Netflix, Get Me Roger Stone, check out that. You'll get a chance to see exactly what Roger Stone is all about. I recommend you seeing that. But he was found guilty on 7 charges, which included witness tampering, obstruction of justice, and making false statements. So, this impeachment hearing and all this stuff has been really crazy, Mom.
And he's asking for pardon.
Yeah, he wants to get pardoned. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So, Ma, I'm going to, if you allow me to curse, you mind if I make a curse, Ma? Because I have to curse here. Because this has been, in this White House, this has actually been a shit show, man. My apologies, Ma, for cursing in front of you. I still, to this day, I can't curse in front. That's why I asked you first. But this has been crazy.
Yeah.
This has been crazy. So I just want to know, is everybody out there watching the impeachment hearings? My mom's, you said you're watching it, right? Ma, you been watching it?
I'm watching it.
Yeah.
What's going on right
Yeah. I've been watching it. I know tomorrow's supposed to be really big with Sutherland, right? Supposed to be coming on there.
Yeah,
that's going to be a big one. You know what I mean? They're saying he might plead the fifth, though. They say he might not even talk during that time, which would be an incrimination on his end if he does plead the fifth and don't say anything. That, I guess, that kind of admits guilt to me.
Right.
So we got to.
But we don't know what he's going to do.
Yeah, we don't know. We'll find out tomorrow.
Yeah.
But you're going to watch it, right?
Oh, yes.
Okay, I got you. Well, I'll watch it then too. If you're gonna watch it, I'll watch it.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right. Yeah. So, Mom, the time is really going, man. Do you know what time it is, Mom? By chance?
What time?
It is time for our favorite segment, Miss May. Who you rolling with? So I'm gonna play my mom's theme music first of all. Okay. Now, with the love mug, my lovely mom is gonna choose 3 different topics. We're gonna find out which topic and which thing she is rolling with. So, Miss May, please choose one here. I'm trying to come stronger with the questions since I was question shamed 2 weeks ago. All right, so, okay, Mom. Miss May, what are you rolling with here, okay? Simple question. Are you rolling with bologna or Spam? Which, I know you're looking at me like I'm crazy, but which one are you rolling with, Miss May, bologna or Spam? Which one is Miss May rolling with? Everybody would like to know.
Yeah, I would go with bologna.
Bologna?
Yeah.
Why bologna and not Spam?
Okay.
Any reason why?
Because I can make a nice sandwich with bologna.
You can make a nice sandwich? Okay.
Yeah.
Have you ever made, back in the days, I remember, and my cousin Ricky, I remember my cousin in North Carolina. I remember we came back from a club late night, and I was introduced to fried bologna.
Fried
Oh my God, I fell in love with that. Fried bologna was the middle's bubbling up.
Yeah.
Oh man, fried bologna is nothing like
It
that.
is. That's right. It's
Okay.
a bologna sandwich.
All right, but you rolling with bologna and not spam.
Because spam is too salty.
So yeah, that's right. You gotta watch out that sodium, right?
That's
That
right.
sodium's a killer. Yup. Okay. Second one, Ma. What you got? We're gonna find out who Miss May is rolling with. All right. Okay, here's another one in the spirit of the season. Miss May, which one are you rolling with here? Either Thanksgiving or Christmas? Which one are you rolling with the hardest?
Christmas.
Thanksgiving or Christmas? Which one is Miss May rolling with?
Well, I think Christmas.
Christmas.
Yeah, I like to give. Of course, I do like Thanksgiving also. But
Okay.
that's a hard question.
I know that's tough.
Well,
Hey, that's what I do. I come up with good questions nowadays, now, Ma.
That's tough, because you like them both.
Yeah, but if you had to choose
Equal.
one, no, I ain't gonna let you get off the hook now, because I prepared this question for you because I didn't want to be question shamed anymore. So I'm coming stronger now. So Miss May, which one? You gotta choose one or the other. Thanksgiving or Christmas? Which one you rolling with?
Well, I'm telling you, it has to be both.
Ma, you can't do that. You can't change the rules. You know. I know you Miss May and all, but you
Well, I
got
can't make the choice
you gotta
because
you gotta confide with the
it's
rule.
so closely related.
I understand that, Mom, but you got to confide with the rule. Now, I know you Miss May and all. I know you my co-host,
But
the lovely co-host, but you got to give me an answer, one or the other.
Well,
Thanksgiving
I
or
guess
Christmas?
I would take Christmas.
Christmas.
Yeah, because Christmas is given, and
Okay.
I like to give.
You like to give?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
So you do give.
All right.
Of course, I like to eat also Thanksgiving.
That's right.
And
That's
I like
right.
to be thankful for all the things that that
Right.
I've been blessed with.
That you've been blessed with. Okay, but you're going to go with that Christmas.
But I go
Christmas is ahead of it.
Yeah.
Okay,
I go
cool.
Christmas.
All right. Well, for me, I think as I get older, I think Thanksgiving holds a better place in my heart than Christmas at this time. I mean, because I'm getting older. When I was younger, Christmas was the thing. But I think Thanksgiving, get a chance to see family, get a chance to have a great meal, watch some football, watch some basketball type of stuff. I'm a roll with Thanksgiving, but Miss May's gonna roll with Christmas. And most important, we're gonna find out what Miss May is rolling with. So it don't matter what I'm rolling with. Okay, Ma. Next one, last one. See, I'm coming stronger with the questions, right? See? Okay, just making sure. All right. Okay.
What's that?
Now, Miss May, which one are you rolling with here? A good night's sleep or your favorite meal?
Oh.
I tell you, I'm coming stronger with the questions.
Well,
Yes.
I would go for a good night's sleep.
Good night's sleep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. A good night's sleep.
Good night's sleep. Okay, yeah. So I guess
That's
you.
a favorite meal.
Okay, so you have to have a good night's sleep in order to get to that meal,
In
right?
order to get to that meal.
Gotcha.
Because when you do get that meal, you're going to go to sleep.
Especially during Thanksgiving, huh, Mom?
Yeah, Thanksgiving, you're going to
Okay.
go to sleep.
All right.
So I'll go with
You're gonna go with the good night's
good
sleep.
night's sleep.
Okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
Because nothing no better than a good night's sleep.
Okay. Now, Ma. Okay. All right. I'm glad you asked these questions. Were these questions a little better than 2 weeks ago? Am I getting better? Am I getting a little bit better, Ma? Can I get some credit on the questions this week?
You're getting better.
Okay. I appreciate that. I didn't.
Not 100%, but
See, there she goes. Now she can continue to question shade me.
but better.
I'm getting better. Okay, good. Okay, perfect. All right. Hey, so ladies and gentlemen, if we were able to make you laugh, smile, and think during our broadcast, my good friends, you have accomplished something major today. So celebrate your victory. Celebrate your victory, right, Ma? Like we always talk about, right?
Yeah, celebrate
Yeah.
whether it's big or small.
Big or small, just
Yeah,
celebrate
celebrate
that
your
victory. Absolutely. Celebrate the victory. Yeah. Hey, so Ma, I want to thank you for co-hosting once again. I always love having you on as my lovely co-host
Happy to be here.
with the wisdom and beauty that you always bring to the table each week. I love having you on.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. I love you, Ma, too. And yeah, great job again. Great job. Cool. So, ladies and gentlemen, hey, I want to thank you guys for watching Transition Tuesdays this Tuesday. And I really want to give a special shout out to our special guest, Brian Snowman Snow, for coming on the show today. Great insight. You know, I love hearing about the love story.
Yes.
You know, love is always in the air, you know. And that was a great profession that he had for his wife. And, you know, the great calls that he had, like the famous guys with the calls and everything from our beloved Knicks and everything like that. That was great conversation. Great conversation. Yeah, so thank you, Brian, for coming on the show today. We really appreciate it. And as we say here, ladies and gentlemen, here on Transition Tuesdays, as we say in parting, happy transitioning, and we'll talk to you soon. Take care, everybody.
Bye-bye.